want to get on the action? We want to hear from you. Hit us up, faderoutemail@gmail.com. Slide in our DMs on IG at FadeRoutePodcast. Drop us a DM on Twitter at FadeRouteDNZ. Comment on our YouTube channel, The Fade Route with DNZ. Questions, comments, picks, segment suggestions, you name it, we want to hear from you. Get at us, in crowd. Order up!
We continue with our division by division breakdown of this NFL season. It is time for us to order up.
Order up, order up.
This week, we are ordering up the NFC North from 4 to 1. Who you got, B?
You know, this was harder than I thought. I wrote it, and then I had to rewrite it again because, I was kind of surprised at what I came out with the first time. And I was like, nah, that can't be right. And I thought about it, and I changed it around. So, I got the Packers, and it's really just we finally find out what a terrible coach LaFleur is. And I don't think it all comes down to Jordan Love. I think he actually plays well. And I think the young players play well around him. But I think after 5 games, Mr. LaFleur is going to be showing the door. Number 3, I got the Bears. I think the Bears wow some people this year. Again, I think offensively all the pieces are in place. I think Fields could actually have an MVP type year just by the numbers. They got him weapons. And, their defense concerns me. And I think they're about a year away. Number 2, I'm going to go with the Lions. I think offensively they get it done. I'm just concerned with the defense. Aiden Hutchinson is good, but he only plays defensive end. But Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl. Montgomery's a good running back. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a good wide receiver. So, they got all the players in place, and Dan Campbell's going to get his team ready to play. I think they play well opening night, but I got them coming in at number 2. And number 1, it's just hard. It's hard to see Minnesota getting knocked off. They're just better they have better players. They have better talent on their team. Justin Jefferson's probably the best wide receiver in the league. Kirk Cousins serviceable, but you have to imagine that at some point they're gonna get there, right? At some point they're gonna get to the NFC Championship game. They're gonna get to a Super Bowl. They have to. So I'm just gonna say they have a good year this year, and so I got them winning the division.
That's fair. That's very fair. We agree on the Packers. They made no real changes other than they shipped 8 out of town and they handed the keys to Jordan Love. It's pretty much the same offense, except Tunyon's gone. Right? You have Watson, Dobbs.
God, I hope that's not true. I hope he's not running the same offense he was running with Aaron. God, I hope not. That's not smart.
It's pretty bad. The cupboard is bare. This is, if I look at this team,
it's just not smart, man.
I would say this is a running team. If I'm looking at these collections of wide receivers,
sure.
And I'm looking at Dillon and Jones, those are the 2 backs. Those are the 2 guys that are going to take me to the promised land, and that's not good enough because I'm going to stack 8 in a box and I'm going to make Jordan Love beat me, and I don't think he can. That's the thing. They're talking about how, we need to see half a season of Jordan Love before we can really evaluate him. You see him every day in practice. So I think you know what he is. Let's see. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt because there's really nobody else on that team. But the Packers are definitely in last place in that division. 3rd place, I'm going to shock you. I'm taking the Vikings.
Okay.
Madison, I don't know if he's an every down back. The guys behind him, I don't know if they're ready to go. Now, this might be a brilliant tactic by Dalvin Cook. See how bad they are without me, and then just waltz back in through that door. It could very well be the case. It could be hubris on the part of the Vikings. Jefferson, is really the only wideout. Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne are okay. They need to step up this year, right? Because Adam Thielen is no longer there. They need to be the guy. One of them has to prove they can be a number 2 because Jalen Reagor isn't. They brought in N'Keal Harry. He sure as hell isn't. N'Keal Harry's lucky if he plays this year. So Jefferson is clearly a 1. Who's his 2? Don't know. Like TJ Hawkinson, he's good. You know, now there's tape on this Vikings team. They were a huge disappointment last year. They got knocked out by the Giants. Let's not forget that. The Giants beat them and beat them up. So there's a blueprint on how to beat this team and how to beat Kevin O'Connell's offense. Now, Zadarius Smith is gone, right? Daniil Hunter is still there. Davenport's there. They brought in Byron Murphy. Like, that could be a pretty good on the corner. That could be a pretty good addition. But is it going to be enough? I don't know. And frankly, I don't think so. So Vikings at 3. Number 2, the Bears. I really like what they've done this year. You have DJ Moore. You push Mooney to a secondary role. You have Equanimeous St. Brown, Velus Jones Jr. You have talented players. Chase Claypool is who he is. Like, he's going to be confusing. That's why he's no longer a Steeler. He'll show you flashes of why he's great and then flashes of why he needs to be shipped out of town. You know, Tunyon is actually with the Bears. So you have 2 tight ends of Kmet and Tunyon. That's pretty good. And then you throw in Mercedes Lewis as a 3rd tight end option, and all of a sudden Justin Fields has some pretty damn good weapons to complement Khalil Herbert and Dante Foreman. The question is defense. You brought in Ngakoue. You have Tremaine Edmonds. You have Eddie Jackson still there. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough on defense? Offense, it looks like they're going to be there. Is defense going to be up to snuff? I'm going to say no, but it will be good enough. And number 1, the Lions. This may be the kiss of death. Lots of expectations now. Right? Goff, let's see what he can do this year. David Montgomery is there from the Bears. How is he going to do? They've drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. How's that going to work out? St. Brown. Last year, he caught people by surprise. Let's see if he can do that again. Marvin Jones is Marvin Jones, right? I trust him. Marvin Jones is old reliable. I'm not just saying that because he's old. Denzel Mims, they got him. What is Denzel Mims? I don't know. Who is he?
I root for that guy.
I do too, because the Jets did him dirty. I don't know what he does. He doesn't play special teams. He barely touched the field. I don't know who he is as a player. Like, what is he? The saving grace is that in 6 games you're going to get Jameson Williams back. But he's been dropping balls left and right in practice. Yes, it's practice in training camp. I understand. But dropping balls is dropping balls. You definitely need to be concerned about that. And then another year of that defense, which was merely okay. It was merely okay. The Lions were an offensive team last year. You know, Coach Campbell is a great motivator. Like, I would run through a wall for that guy, mostly because I'd be running away from him because he's nuts. But they're talented enough. They need a little bit more on defense. They need a better, stronger defensive effort. And I think they'll be able to take home the NFC North this season.
Thanks for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you like what you heard and want to hear more, be sure to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Rate us 5 stars, leave us a review, turn on subscription notifications, and tell your friends. Spread the word, spread it wide.